Hi, I'm going to take you on a bit of a walk this morning, and I want to talk with you about this journey that I have been on, and I think that a lot of you will relate. So, my hope is that I'm giving my child an incredible childhood, a miraculous childhood. And why is that? Why is that my main goal in this life? Largely because when I was growing up, I wanted more than anything for my parents to be around a whole lot more. I wanted us to play more, to have more time together. And so that's what, as an adult, as a mom, I want to do for my child. And so what I have done with my time, in my adult time, is to grow a business. And it's been such a journey. So one of the things that my little girl has learned how to say and learned all about is this saying, life is a box of chocolates. We all know it. It's such a popular thing to say, thanks to Forrest Gump. And I don't know where she learned it, but I love hearing it come out of her mouth because I think, wow, she's getting it. Like, you never know what life is going to give you. And growing up, my granddaddy would say, life is a series of train stops. It's not about the destination. It's about every stop along the way. And with my personality, I do not get that still. I want to get there. I want to have things done already. I have a hard time enjoying the process, but I'm learning to fall in love with it. And so what I want to share with you today, as you're maybe thinking about growing a business to support your family, or you are in the process of growing your business, that it is a journey. And I have a train going by. I hope you enjoy the sound. And I want to share some of my journey with you. So a big part that I want to share that I just love comes from this book that a business coach of mine has shared with me, The Compound Effect. It's by Darren Hardy. And the big principle that I want to share with you about that I got from that book is every little action you take is going to make the difference. It's the actions that you make on a daily basis. So, the basic thing doesn't have anything to do with business. We all learn it as children, is brush your teeth every morning, every night. Chances are your teeth will be most healthy. Floss every day. You're going to have healthy teeth, hopefully. That is a consistent action that has huge results. So same thing with your business. Every little consistent thing that you do is going to add up. It's like pumping the water at the well. You'll pump for a while before you get any water, but if you keep pumping, eventually it'll come, and it won't be as hard. You're not going to be pumping as hard anymore. So that compound effect is magic, but it's just very, very realistic too. So on your journey, if you find those small, consistent things that you want to focus on every day, you're going to get massive results from it. So another step on my journey that has just had so much impact, like I said, I'm not one to appreciate the process, is learning from this book that my precious niece gave me, The Power of Small, that if you can put it in your mind to move towards what you want to go towards instead of accomplishing this thing, every tiny little step you take towards that thing or that feeling or that state of mind is going to be positive motion, positive action. And you're not overwhelming yourself. Like I've been really good at doing in my journey with the huge accomplishment that's at the end of the line, but instead you fall in love with the process, which is something that came from another book I've read along the way, Atomic Habits. And the biggest takeaway I got from that book is all about that. Fall in love with boredom. Fall in love with the process, because the process is what is your life. That is the series of train stops that my granddaddy talked about that I'm starting to get. So from that book of The Power of Small, move towards. Make small movements towards something, and you'll have that positive momentum. So another thing along my journey that really helped me in becoming more of a producer, a business person, somebody who offers a service to the world, was my involvement in Boulder BNI Raise. If you haven't heard of BNI, check them out. It is an organization that you can join, and you meet every week with fellow business persons in your area, and then you share referrals. You encourage each other. You hone your ability to speak in front of other people, which so many of us have so much anxiety around, right? And you learn to present your offer. What are you presenting as in your business? What are you sharing? What are you offering to the community? And so I was a member of BNI in Boulder, Colorado, with an amazing group of professionals and local business people. And we had gifts that we would present to the group after we had done a presentation. And one of the members brought a book for the gift they were giving to the group, a book called The Success Principles. The guy who wrote the chicken soup books, he wrote it with, I think, a co-author. And this book revolutionized my world. I think the first thing it starts out with is only you can do your push-ups. Nobody else can do them for you. And along this journey of growing a business and scaling a business, that's just been huge. The work that is going to make the difference, yes, of course, get you a team. But when it comes down to it, only you can realize your vision. It's your vision. So you have to, metaphorically speaking, do your own push-ups. And the rest of that book was just so powerful. I highly recommend that to anybody who's really doing anything in life, but growing that mindset in your journey is critical. And so the Success Principles was a big step in my journey. One that has helped me as a mom in a huge way. And as the business women out there, if you're mamas as well, I know that you probably relate very strongly to me in that you're doing your business for your mamahood, because you want to be with your babies. You want to provide for them and show them this example of how to interact with the world in a independent and strong way. So this book is called Mamela Knows. It's the Jewish word, the Hebrew word for mom, mommy. And one of the points that I got from that book that I loved was, is this the hill you want to die on? Is this a battle you really want to fight? And so I haven't been very good at picking my own battles in my journey, and that's something that I'm learning. So in each little interaction we have in life, ask yourself, is this really the biggest deal in the world, or can I move beyond this? Can I let this go? Can I not interact with this? And she just broke that down for me in such a powerful way to help me get it. Also, she gave this concept of good enough. Is it good enough? It doesn't have to be perfect, does it? Because you know what? Perfect doesn't even exist. The fighting against perfectionism is something that I've gotten from several sources along my journey. I want to share with you just on the notion of anti-perfectionism and getting rid of perfectionism in your mindset. Brene Brown, amazing. She will share so many nuggets of wisdom with how to get rid of perfectionism in your mindset and how to grow beyond that. Also, huge step in my journey, another book, On My Own Side. I want to recommend that to you in such a big way, because I guess that everybody in our society in some way or another feels like they're trying to measure up. They don't provide enough. They're not enough. And the book On My Own Side really helps to go beyond positive affirmations. You really get to know your inner critic and what it is that is compelling you to be so hard on yourself. And it's helping me do that. It's something that I've been working on actually in the last year, and it has been beyond helpful. I cannot even describe it. And so another leg on my journey that I want to highly recommend is the author Greg McKeown, who wrote Effortless is his second book, and then the first one was Essentialism. I'm going blank on the title right now, but both are amazing. And that really helps you just get that clarity of mind to, again, choose what is actually important to you in your journey, why you're here, and not waste your time with the perfectionism and trying to do everything and just get along with the grind and develop the grit and the resilience, but instead live this beautiful life that is in the flow, where you're not trying to live up to all of your shoulds. And again, that brings me back to On My Own Side. That book is just amazing. Check it out. And I'm just wanting to share that in each of these books, I think one of the big principles that was shared is to celebrate every failure. That is not something that I'm comfortable with. I'm learning how to do that. I'm sharing that with my 4-year-old, to celebrate mistakes, celebrate failures, own them, be responsible for them, and acknowledge that that means you're moving forward. That's awesome. But our culture doesn't teach us that failures are good. And so that voice is really something I've been nurturing within myself so that I can show her an example of that, and surround myself with other people who celebrate their failures because they are doing things. They are being what they've dreamt of being in this life. They're growing that person in their life. So I think another couple of big steps on my journey and ingredients to my journey. Sorry, one more. Of course, my business coach. She has been amazingly helpful. I highly recommend a coach. Do it. Find one that shares your same values and stretches you. Because, of course, you don't want a coach that's going to keep you right where you're at. You want to grow. That's the point. My reading has been the way that I've been able to do that a lot. And one of the big mentors I've had is the author Mike Michalowicz. He is a business person who has gone through his own journeys that are amazing, and he's created great systems to help me learn how to do business. I highly recommend it. Clockwork is one of his great books to help you get more efficient in your business and decide, what you're doing that you don't need to be doing, and ways to structure your life so that you can ask for help, you can delegate more wisely, be a better leader, operate a healthy organization. And again, Brene Brown, we cannot leave her out. Another great podcast that I highly recommend as far as developing your business acumen is Built to Sell. You have a business that you may or may not know what the end game is. And everything that I've read, it says it's very wise to know what is your end game. Are you planning on working this business until you die and you have no successor and nobody to take care of the business? Or do you have a plan that allows you to retire? Or do you have a plan that allows you to leave this business and do something else? And all of that requires that you do that very difficult soul work of knowing what you want. But it's worth it. And so that podcast really helps you to see what other business people have gone through, what business organizations they've created. And these are mechanisms, they're living things, these businesses. And the guy that does the podcast helps you to get a behind the scene view of what it's like for these business owners and what they've gone through, what helped them reach certain decisions and certain awarenesses with what they wanted. And then it helps you to understand the numbers and what the business conversations are like for somebody acquiring a business or getting out of a business, what options are available. There is a huge world of information and knowledge there that can really help you when you can help you open your mind and say, oh, I don't even want to do this with my business. What am I thinking? Oh, well, I can change my direction. Oh, and so it just gives you more ideas and frees you up to get closer and see what is it you really want to do with this business that you're growing. Now, I don't know if this is a question that you can relate to. I think most of us can relate to this. It's definitely been important in my journey is, am I good enough? to live out this dream, this life that I have. Of course, I want to say yes. I want to tell you yes. I tell myself yes. I wholeheartedly believe that. And I fight for it, and I surrender to that possibility. But I also know that no one else can answer that question for you. Only you can answer that question for you. And so, hi. My business background has been as a professional cleaner, and I've grown a professional cleaning business. So every toilet I clean, I am thinking about, is this my dream? And no, that is not the dream, but that is the journey. That is one stop, one train stop along the way. And I love to clean. I'm not going to tell you I don't. I do. I love that. I've loved everything that this business has afforded me, all the opportunities. And so much of it has been cleaning and taking in this knowledge, taking in these mentorships where I have become convinced that I am good enough. And I believe that. I am confident in that. I'm good enough to live my dream. So whatever the business is that you're engaged in, it may be a way stop or a way station. It may be just a step along the journey. And that's fine. That is good. And I hope for you that your journey includes nurturing that belief in yourself that you are good enough to live your dream. For me, I know that that is having an amazing family, an amazing marriage full of love and intimacy, and giving my child a miraculous childhood. And guys, that's what I had to say today. I hope that this helps you. I hope that some of these books and podcasts that I've mentioned will enrich your life and help your mindset take your life where you want it to go. Please comment, message me. Can't wait to hear from you. And I am gonna see you next Monday.